welcome to Church Online. We're so glad that you've tuned in. Well, this is my daughter, Evie. And
Hi!
Say hi.
I did.
Okay, good. Well, we're actually starting a brand new series today. Can you believe it's already December, Evie? It's already the last month of the year. And so this is going to be a wonderful start of a brand new series called Christmas Through the Eyes of a Child. And so Evie is one of Christina and my children. How do you say that? Child? You're a child.
A children or child, whatever.
Okay, yeah. So she's one of our children, and so...
and do we have another one named Ella, but she's in Hawaii?
Yeah, we have another one. Her name is Ella, but today we're actually going to share with you one of our favorite pastimes, and it's cooking cookies. Now, these are special cookies. Yeah, so we're gonna give...
we're cooking cookies.
Yeah, we're cooking cookies, and
you
so...
say cook.
Yeah, cook cookies. Okay, so we're gonna cook some cookies for you this morning. And Evie's gonna be helping out. Actually, she's the chef. And so right now we have our handy dandy hot chocolate. So why don't we cheers to that?
Yes.
So right now, if you're joining us for the first time in the chat, we'd love to hear from you. So why don't you give us just your favorite Christmas emoji, and you could just say, we're so glad that you're tuning in and being a part of our family. And so we're gonna get started. One of the first things that we need is a good bowl and a whisk. And so Evie's exempling that, yeah.
But I was just going like...
Yeah, and so these are different kinds of cookies. These are actually cake cookies.
So
and
it's
so
like
the
half
first thing
cake?
you need is you need some flour, all-purpose flour.
So it's a cake and a cookie, but in the same time together.
Yeah, it's a cake and a cookie. It's not quite one or the other. It's a little bit of both. So we need some cake batter. So why don't we go ahead and throw that in there? Yay! And then this is a sifter. Now, do you know what a sifter is?
Of course not.
Okay, well, a sifter helps you to remove anything that are like impurities or clumps. It actually helps with consistency. And you know, Jesus actually once told Simon Peter that Satan has demanded to sift you like wheat. And what he was saying is like, Satan is going to test him, but what it's gonna do is it's gonna remove all the lumps in his life. And so that's what we're gonna do right now. We're gonna remove some lumps. So can you turn that wheel right there? Why don't you turn that wheel? All right, so what you're doing is you're adding the sifted flour into the mix.
I want to do it.
Okay, you go for it. All right, and you're gonna make a little bit of a mess, but that's okay. And then in here we have some baking soda and some salt, and we're gonna throw that in as well. And why don't you finish sifting that up, and afterwards she's gonna mix it up. But one of the things that we're looking at this morning is when we're making these ingredients, it reminds us as we're preparing for Christmas that a lot of things have to come together. And this morning, Pastor Wayne's actually talking about having hope that's anchored to the future, that as we look or we have anticipation of something, really hope can exist as an anchor, and that's what we're gonna be looking at. So that's a great job, that's perfectly done. Now, would you take this whisk and would you mix it up?
Yeah, I'd love to.
So this is when we're mixing all of our dry ingredients. Good job,
So
Evie.
he's just saying it and I'm doing it?
Yeah, and you're doing a great job. And then when she's finished up with that, we're actually gonna go over here to our mixer. Now, Evie, this is our KitchenAid mixer.
I know.
You know that, I'm glad you know, but did you know this?
Mixture.
This is older than me.
Wait, what? Okay,
Yeah.
that's supposed to be dead then.
No, why is it supposed to be dead then? I'm not that old. Well, this was Grandma's before Daddy was born, and she actually gave it to us. So
Good.
This is one of those family heirlooms, if you will.
And my grandma named Auntie Leslie gave us, her mom gave us her car, her van.
Yeah,
whatever.
and yes, my grandma, my mom's mom, actually gave us her van. So that's another family heirloom. So we're gonna keep going though, and in here is some room temperature butter.
Why are you laughing, Dad?
I don't know why I'm laughing. I just love baking with you because I never know what you're gonna say. So I'm gonna lock this KitchenAid mixer and I'm gonna put it on medium. And what's gonna happen is this is going to mix up the sugar and the butter, and we're gonna whip it so it's nice and consistent and smooth. We're gonna get rid of that too. Boop, it's gone. Don't worry about it.
You get messy when you bake.
Sometimes you get messy when you
that's
bake.
why you need like that little hat thing, whatever. I don't know.
Like a chef's hat and like an apron?
Yeah,
well, we got our nice Christmas sweaters on, so. One of the things that when you're baking, you can actually read the Bible while you're waiting for something to mix. We're gonna keep going. So the next thing you need is 1 egg, and Evie actually grabbed this egg from our chickens this morning.
Yeah, and do not really clean in one crack, And now my dad's cracking it so she can put it in this thing.
Yep, and then
okay,
we're gonna
whatever.
keep mixing this on medium, and everything's gonna incorporate. Now, while that's mixing, I'm gonna measure out some vanilla. You wanna help me over here, actually? You wanna do it? Okay, hold this over here. Come on over.
I'm gonna step. Okay. Jesus, make sure I don't hold myself. Okay.
Okay, now we're gonna pour this in.
Thank
Boom,
you.
and then put that in, and then we're gonna do a little bit more. That's it, put that in. All right, good job. So we're gonna close this up. Now, isn't that starting to smell really delicious?
Okay.
Yeah.
I wanna put the next egg.
We're actually done with the eggs. These are for show. Yeah. Now we're gonna go up to high and let that mix a little bit more. Now, once that's mixed a little bit more, we're gonna add in our dry ingredients.
I wanna do it.
You wanna do it? All right, you can do it. So pour the dry ingredients in nice and carefully, okay? As best as you can. All right, here we go.
Do it. Okay.
You're doing a great job.
And
Wow, 5-year-old Chef Evee for the win. All right, so we're gonna lock it back up. We're gonna turn it back on to medium and let that mix nice and messily because we don't care. We have people to clean up after us. Worship. Hey, we're back here. We've been prepping some of our cookies. The only thing you missed is we added some chocolate chips and some sprinkles, and then we rolled them up. But before you do all that, you need to put this mixture into the fridge for at least 2 hours because it needs to firm up a little. So we already did that before the service. So we still got our batter over here, but we've got our pre-chilled batter right here, and we're gonna start placing them on our cooking sheet that we preheated the oven to 350 degrees. And so sometimes, life can feel a little warm and like God is turning up the heat on you, but really he's wanting to bring out something sweet in your life. So it's called a refiner's fire sometimes in the Bible, where the Lord likes to refine us through things that we go through that might be difficult. And I'm reminded that in worship, it reminds me of God's faithfulness. And as we're looking to the service about hope, as we're learning about hope later on from Pastor Wayne's message, really hope knows that we can anchor our life in hope because God is faithful. And so right now we're gonna throw these into the oven, but before we do, we just wanna encourage you that we hope that you find a home here at New Hope. God bless you. That's that.
Like that.
Evie, look, our cookies have finished and look how they turned out. I think they came out pretty good. What do you think?
Good.
Yeah, they're good. And one of the things I'm reminded of as I look at these cookies is it started as a really messy process, but it came together in the end. And I believe that that's God's promise for each and every single one of us, that he has a perfect plan for our life, that we might go through some messy things, but in the end, it'll come together as a beautiful, wonderful image of his faithfulness. And so we're gonna actually box these and get them ready for a gift. And so, because mommy and daddy are in ministry, so we bake cookies as gifts for Christmas. Amen to that. So we're gonna put these in here and then we're gonna let you go and we'll see you next week.